Hey, welcome back, guys. So, I got something really cool for you today. This movement thing that I've been working on, instead of making this really long video explaining how every little thing about it works and then you copying stuff off the screen, I'm just going to give this to you. And you can simply copy paste this into your project. And for as long as you follow the instructions, this will work, right? It's already set up for keyboards, for a controller, both D pad and analog stick. And it's in a way where if you want to add attack animations, it's already set up for that. So you can just add in the attack animations and it will work. Or if you want to have a passive character like Pokemon, for example, you can leave it as it is and it will work just the same, even if it has like references to attack animations, right? So just follow the instructions and you'll be fine. So, how do you get this in the first place? Check the description. There should be a link to itch.io. Just hit that, hit the download button. You'll get a zip file. Open that, and you'll have a project file for GDevelop. Right? So open GDevelop, open the file, the project, and you're gonna get this. Right? It's nothing. It's an empty project with just the event. Right? So, how do you get this into your game? Well, before you do anything, you got to know the name of your character. I would suggest doing that right here, right? So the character I'm going to use, he's called Ultra Blue, right? He's our good old friend Ultra Block. And if you check, there's a lot of references to player, right? And this is what we're going to substitute for your character. So the name of the character that you want to use this on, you got to put it here. But instead of changing every little one of these by hand, we're just gonna shotgun the whole thing, right? So the way you do it is you hit this magnifying glass right here in the corner. Then you go down here, and we're gonna substitute the text that says player. Let's go player. Be sure you type this stuff properly. I'm gonna take the case insensitive off, and I'm gonna change this for Ultra Blue, right? That's the name of my character. And then you can't see it, but on the right side, there's a white button that says replace. Just hit that, and it'll replace 38 times the name player for Ultra Blue. And now if we check, like the movement keys, now it has a reference to Ultra Blue instead of player, right? We're done. We've done everything we need to do right here. Now, even here, it changed the player to Ultra Blue, so you know it worked. Now, when you hover over the corner, you get this little cross thing. You're gonna right click, and you're gonna hit copy. Right? Don't save. So this way, you always have a template if you wanna add this to other characters. Now we're gonna change files. We're gonna go on File, Open Recent, and where is it? Movement testing, top down. Is this the one? Character movement? It should be. Let me see. And it's like, do you want to change? You're gonna lose stuff. Yes, I do want to change. So if we zoom out, there we go. There's our Ultra Block. He's just chilling there. And if I hit preview, there's nothing, right? It's just this guy. He's just stuck there. You hit buttons, nothing happens, right? So let's get him to work. We're going to double click our character. And here's one of the rules. You got to follow the names for your animations. So we're going to need the animation idle side with a big I and a big S. You know, capital letters are important, right? So name your animations properly like this. So idle side, idle down, idle up. And then we're going to need the run side, run down, and run up. Right now, the events are set up for animations with 4 frames. Okay? But I will show you how to add more frames. So for now, if you don't want to touch anything else, make sure that your animations are around 4 frames, right? Or precisely 4 frames. That's what I mean. Let me just hit the loop. Now we're gonna go into behaviors. We're gonna check the behaviors, and we're gonna add in. Well, smooth camera is already here. So if we want the camera to follow our character, let's just add in the smooth camera. It's quite easy. We don't need to change anything. This is fine the way it is, completely stock. All right. Next, I'm gonna hit the add a behavior, and now we're gonna check for the top down. Top down 4. Is that easier? Man, I can never find this the first time. Top down. Where is it? Animator. There we go. Top down movement 4 or 8 directions. This is the one we want. We're gonna hit this, and we're gonna check off the default controls. And because I like my character to like stop the moment I let go of the button and start running the moment I press the button, I'm gonna make the acceleration really high, like 8,000, and I'm gonna make deceleration real high as well, like 8,000 as well. Allow diagonals, we want that. And rotation or rotate object, we're gonna take this off, right? So now we're completely set up for our character. Just hit apply and we're done. Also, again, don't worry if your running animation has like 8 frames. I will teach you how to set this up for 8 frames, right? But for now, this is our example. Next, we're gonna go here on our properties. We're gonna go to our extensions. External layouts, no. Scenes. Extensions, there we go. We're gonna hit the plus sign, and you're gonna look up gamepad. Gamepad. Gamepad's controllers. This is the one we want. We're gonna hit this one, and then we're gonna hit the, where's the apply button? Good lord. Oh, my eyes are real bad with it. There we go. Install in project. And there we go. Now the gamepad thing is installed, and we can close this window. There you go. You can tell, there you go. Gamepads, it's right there. Now we're gonna go onto our event, right? And we're gonna add an event. And we're gonna go here in the corner. We're gonna select the event, right? And if you remember, we still have the copy stored in memory. So all we got to do is right click again and hit paste. And ta-da, we have all of our events in the project, and they all say Ultra Blue. And as you can tell, Ultra Blue is already being recognized, right? We have everything recognized, everything's working. So let's see if it actually works now. Let's go back to Untitled. And because everything's black, I'm just gonna add, there we go. I'm gonna add the sprite just for reference so we can actually see if the character's moving or not. I'm gonna hit the paint bucket. I'm gonna make it, oh my god, is this in front of it? Yes, it is. There we go. Gonna hit red. Gonna save. Hit apply. And I'm just gonna put it somewhere so we can actually see the scene moving. There you go. As you can tell, he's idle, and if I press down, he moves down, and everything's working. Like if he's angry because he's moving, then I let go, he stops, he goes idle. There you go. Moving, idle, moving, idle. You can see his like eyes, like they get angry when they're moving down. And then obviously the back animation is kind of, it's all blue. But he works, right? Yeah. If I let go, he goes back to idle. If I press a button, he's moving, right? And he does the whole thing, right? If I press right first, then he moves right. But then if I press down, he doesn't change to the down position. But then if I let go of, well, not right, left. If I let go of left, now he goes down. Now if I press right, he doesn't change to the right one. But if I let go of down, Now it changes to the right. And the same thing with up, right? If I press up, he's sliding up. And if I let go of right, now it changes to up, right? So we can go around. And just to make sure it works, there's my controller. And if I use the stick, it works just fine. If I use the D-pad, again, it works just fine. And just like that. Easy peasy. I've done all the work for you. You can just get it, and it'll work, right? And that's it. Okay, so now, how do you add more frames? Or how do you make the frames go faster or slower for the running animation? The idle animation is the same. You go on to the character editor or the sprite editor, and you change the sprite, the animation speed there. But for the running animation, we go where it says timers. And if we want the running animation to be faster, we change this timer here. So right now it's 0.1. If I want him to like bop a lot faster, I'll change it to 0.04. Now it's gonna seem like he's on crack. Let's check. So if you notice, let's make this real big. Right now he's bopping, right? And he's kind of fast. But if I press left or right, look at that. He's bopping so quick. Look at him bop. Now, this looks more like a running animation. All right? And again, if I bop, let go. If I press, he's bopping real hard. And if I let go, he's normal. All right? So that's how you make the animation be faster or slower. Okay, next. How do you get more frames in? Let's say we have 8 frames instead of 4. Let's simulate that. So I'm going to double click my guy. And, well, actually we're going to make 6 frames just to be quicker. All right, so I'm going to hit, where is it? Oh, it duplicates the bottom one. So I'm going to duplicate that one. And then I'm going to duplicate this one. Right? It doesn't matter. Like, we can jumble these up. This is just for experimentation to showcase. It's going to look weird. But the point is, we're changing it, right? There we go. So now we have 6 frames on each. How do we make this not be weird? It's going to be weird because, you know, the animation is offset. But if you had like a proper animation, this is where you change it. Where is it? Here we go. It's this thing. So this, it's what's synchronizing your running animations with itself, right? So if the frame, if this variable equals 0, then it sets the frame 0. If it equals 1, sets the frame 1, 2 to 2, and so on, right? And this checks if you're running. So this doesn't apply to the idle animation. This will only synchronize your running animation when you're running because of this, okay? So if I want my running animation to be synchronized by 6 frames, you're a smart guy. You already figured it out. We're going to copy paste the bottom one. And we're going to make it so that if it says 4, then we change it to 4. And remember, frames start at 0. So now we have 5 frames because 0 counts as 1, right? And now we're going to, again, copy paste this. And we're going to change it. Hey, if this variable says 5, then we change to the 5th frame. Right? So now we have our 6 frames. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? So now we need to change something else. Right here at the top, this is the reset point. So if it says, now we need to make it 6. Right? Because if it says 0, it goes to frame number 0. If it says 1, it goes to 1. If it says 2, it goes to 2, right? the sixth frame is the fifth one, right? So when it gets to the sixth, we make it go set it back to 0. And that will reset it back to the first frame, right? It's a bit weird because it's one number higher, and you're thinking, wait, shouldn't it be like if it gets to 5, then resets to 0? No, because then you're skipping the fifth one. You got to let the fifth frame finish the animation. Only when it gets to the very end and it changes to 6 do we bring it back to 0. You know? I hope that made sense. So if you're using 6 animations, you put a 6 here. If you're using 4, you put a 4. If you're using 8, you put an 8. That's basically it, right? This is the reset. Right? So now it works for 6 frames animation. 6 frames. And if we press preview, this is gonna look bad because it looks a bit weird because the animations that we copied. But it's working, it's synchronized. Everything is synchronized because we set it up for 6. If we had 8, we could set it up for 8. I hope that made sense, right? If not, leave me a comment on the, comment, right? And I'll try to explain better. Another thing, if you want to add the attack animation, if your character is not a pacifist and he actually wants to hit stuff, if we go here onto the movement keys, I've made it so that if you're attacking, you're not allowed to move. You can remove this and you're going to bypass that. But I made it this way because I wanted my game or this field to be the same as Zelda Link to the Past. And when Link's attacking on that game, he can't move, right? So that's what I'm trying to simulate. If you don't want that, just remove this and you'll be fine. If you do want to attack and make everything run smoothly, you're going to need the animations attack side, attack up, and attack down. They need to be named precisely this for it to work. If you don't want to use these names, you're going to have to go one by one, find these, and change them for the animation name that you want. Okay? I hope all of that made sense. This turned out to be a bit longer than I wanted to, but there you go. You can quite easily copy-paste this into your game, and you don't have to worry about logic. You don't have to worry about the headache. You can just get this, and it will work. Okay? I hope that helped. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Consider buying me a coffee in the description or give a donation on Itch or something like that. Okay? Till then, till next time, I hope I'll have some other cool stuff for you. But till then, peace out, guys. Right? After I find the button. Again, there we go. All right. Peace out, guys.